We are live, Arati. Love you. So glad you're here.
Namaste.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be here.
Put this on our tripod.
So first live Facebook interview
for you.
for me.
My third. Wonderful. Give time for people to show up. It takes a little bit of time for people to go, oh, they're live. So wonderful. Hello. I'm so glad you're here at my home.
I'm happy too.
This is nice. So this is Arati Lane. She's one of the lead teachers for Healing Touch Vinyasa teacher training, which we have scheduled for January to March, weekends only. And we've created a wonderful program.
It will be the third
time, yes. Third time, yeah.
So we're excited about it because you created it. It was a trial. The second was very, very complete, and now this third one will be
oh my goodness,
stronger.
Yes,
a lot to share.
Lots of
a lot of experiences,
transformations and growth, and including the way we've developed the training, and it's constantly evolving. And part of this is us wanting to share who we are and what we do. So that's why we've decided to really participate in utilizing Facebook Live. So that's why we're here. Today we have scheduled 5 teaching tips with Arati. So Arati's thought about this a bit.
And that was really hard for me. As Tah knows me, I started this big concept and did deep thinking. And this morning I woke up and it was way too complicated. So on the way out, we remind you there's going to be a part 2 if you're interested for more advanced. Let's say you have been teaching for a while. So I held myself back and said, okay, what's in the beginning?
Yes.
What's important when you think about getting started to become a yoga teacher?
Right, right.
So
and that's what that's our focus, because we are teaching a 200-hour.
Yes.
So this is the very first step
Exactly.
in deciding that you want to put yourself out there as a teacher. So we were keeping it simple. So let me just reiterate the points that she's going to go over. Number 1 is all about centering and alignment.
Yes.
Right? Number 2 would be creating that sacred space.
Yes.
Number 3, we have a possible theme or a pose that you're weaving in. Number 4, teach. I love this. I can't wait.
That was very important for me.
I can't wait for her to explain this to you, because of course we think we're always teaching, but there is a clear distinction here that Arati will describe. And then the 5th point, really key, is how do we connect? And there you have it.
Okay.
So let's start with centering and alignment, and how that looks for you, and what would be an ideal way for a new teacher to connect to that centering place.
I find it important to offer yourself away. So when you imagine yourself teaching a class, what would be the first thing to do is we think of maybe music lists and what we wear and who's there, and we would interview them, and that's all very important, and that goes without saying, and we sign weavers. And I don't want to go into those details, but more, what do you do? Because you can play lots of roles, but you need to come from a place of
back to yes, I'll take a
being there, being connected, stepping out of nervousness, stepping out of personality also, because we carry that everywhere. Our, the playfulness, we like to also kind of express ourselves. Like I'm a very humorous teacher, or some are very serious, and we would like to portray that. But before we do any of all those is very important to center, and it will affect the room you set up, and that goes right into the next point, the sacred space. So first we need to find that within, and it needs to sometimes be in less than a minute. Sometimes you have time. You found parking in our busy lifestyles, and you have time, and you can use the yoga space, do some asanas, do some practice. Oftentimes yoga studios, they are backed up do you know those studios where you have to
Right.
wait outside
Yeah.
and they really still talking to the teacher and the teacher is trying to move students
Right.
out, but it's difficult. So there is no moment and physical space to do that. I mean, of course you could do it in the bathroom, but it's much better if you don't, and if you bring that into the class and make that clear cut. Okay, this is over the class, or maybe not just the studio, the space, the students, energy, but fresh. It's like a new space for who's coming now, who's here now.
Right. So meditation.
Exactly.
Maybe take 5 minutes of quiet meditation and breathing just before you go in to teach your class.
And it's looking probably different for different mentalities, for different humors, different temperaments. What that looks
Yeah,
like
so that
for
works
you.
for me. So maybe a
Exactly.
walk on the beach, a couple minutes out in the fresh air, under a tree, those kinds of things.
Yes, or if you, what I like to refer is think of something higher than yourself. So you kind of give up the, oh God, what do I have to say today? Is you trust something higher, make a little connection to the divine, to the higher realms, to your heart, to something special.
Oh, I
Find
love
love.
that. Yes.
So center yourself.
Yes. Excellent.
Be there
That's
with, what is
great.
yoga?
Yes.
Is be there with your body.
Right.
You made it. You're in the yoga center. You
Right.
did your deep breath.
Right.
And now, where's the mind? Where's that
Yes.
spirit? Bring
So
that.
that
up.
is
Have
definitely
that
number
before
one.
everybody comes.
Yes.
So they don't catch you in the like, oh, I'm just setting up and I'm, going over my phone
Yeah.
and my playlist, because that's all, we're going to do all of that anyway.
Right. So.
But create that space, and when you are centered, that's the space you create.
Right.
And the room will
yes.
resonate that.
To that, you set the tone.
You set the tone.
Yes.
That's a really good way to say
Yes.
it.
And so then that translates.
Real life.
Yeah, we are live. Then that translates to the next step,
Yes.
which is the sacred space. So how does that look, and why do we need to have a sacred space for our yoga?
Because we all rush, we all live mundane lives. When you're a yoga teacher, even I was, living in India for years and go to ashrams and meet holy people, yet I live this life in California. We drive cars, we park, we get parking tickets, we live very removed from sacred, and that's what the promise of yoga is, to find sacredness within.
So can I ask, how do you set up the sacred space in your class?
Of course, it depends tremendously on where you teach. So, for example, I'm thinking of you just created a park class outdoors. So you're amongst sacred. You have
Yes,
the trees.
from
So it's
nature,
very
yeah.
easy.
That
Let's
is
say you
easy.
have. I teach sometimes at a place that's provided by the hospitals. They don't even allow candles. It's against the rules. So, but then they come with these little electricals, and you put those in the center. So it's.
That's a
It
good
can be all kinds.
Yeah.
Sacred doesn't mean it has to be only natural, but it has to remind us of something. What's nature, what's love, what's centered, what gives us a positive charge.
Maybe
And
smell.
reminder to not identify with the mundane. Because a yoga class can be lacking that very much these days. It's in a fitness place.
Right,
It's
exactly.
it's people
YMCA,
rushing left
yes.
and back and forth, left and right. The music is very loud, and it's the same what you hear at work. It's the same music you listen in the car to. It's the same then shopping at the Trader Joe's or wherever you go. It's sweet. Sacred means away from what's consumed everywhere around us. So it's more special.
Right.
So you need
Excellent.
to
yes.
find
that. Yeah.
something what reflects that. So yes, the first yoga center I went into in New York, they had purple walls and they had Shiva and Krishna and all these gods on the wall, Hindu statues, and I love all that.
You do.
You
yeah.
know, yes,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
But I
you
also
bring it.
I can create a sacred space out of a plain room with nothing.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
So some people are allowed, and it's okay with the center. You can do your essential oils. You can do your sage.
Yeah.
People spray. It is. It is really, we say intention all the time, and it's
Right, and so that's why
it's important.
these points stack upon each other, because the sacred space is here within
Yes.
your own heart,
Yes.
and then you're creating that sacred space as you present the room. You're presenting the room and the yoga mats, and you're moving throughout the room and creating from your own heart as a teacher that sacred space.
Yes,
So,
and you're offering something so much more than attention and a room, and that you're going to teach the yoga class.
yeah, I love that.
Some
I
people just kind of come in,
that.
they're like, I'm so happy. They're already happy. It's like, wow, we didn't even start the class.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it feels good. It's that's where we want to meet.
Yeah, when they walk in, they're like, oh, I'm so happy to be here. This is great.
Yes,
This is where I need to be.
And
Yeah.
people, because it's difficult sometimes, we want to say like, oh, you didn't find parking, or what did you think about the politics? You know, there's so much
Right.
to chat about, and we want to stop that a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. So
That
is there
chatter,
anything
you know?
else that you want to say about
Oh,
sacred
I
space?
could go on and
Oh,
on
I
and
know.
on.
But is that? Do you feel satisfied with that?
Sacred space. Yes, and probably what I want to add is that it may change. It's not like a routine thing. It's not like now students expect you to always spray something because you've done it once.
Right.
It is something you need to create over
It
and
evolves.
over. It evolves.
It evolves.
And it's
I
a
like
new
that.
creation
Yeah.
every time. It's not like a routine.
Oh,
You
that
know?
is very exciting
Yes.
for your students.
So
Yes.
that's the point I wanted to
yeah.
make, is you create
That is
that.
exciting. I love that tip. Switch it up.
And then it's natural, and
Yeah.
it's in the moment, and this is what people
Yeah.
really want. They want
Yeah.
that connection,
Yeah.
like we have right now.
It
We
means
have
that
a
you brought
connection
thought
with-
into
yes,
it. It
yes.
means that you brought thought into it, and that you care for their environment, and that we all crave change and variety. So that's an excellent point. I love that. All right, good. I'm glad I asked if that was it, because there's always more gems.
I can come back to
There's
it.
always more gems with Arati. Number 3, though, let's move so that we're not here for an hour. We're trying to keep it to 30 minutes. So number 3, be very clear about what you're planning to teach. So the theme.
Yes. So we were thinking, why having a plan? So there's two ways. So you present a class, and it seems for students that you premeditated it. You don't just come up with it at the moment. It is something
Right, so
you know works. You know that you, as a teacher, you know it works. You offer something what is a sequence, and you have a plan. So everybody likes that.
Right.
It's something you also need sometimes when you have moments you may be afraid of exactly that.
Right,
When
new
you're a new
teachers, so
teacher,
you're talking-
is that you have a bit of a blank moment, or you're afraid that you may lose your flow of words, your flow of energy. That is a very big hurdle in the beginning, or a fear, I assume, and I hear from people about how to teach. So this is one of my points, is this is also your safety net. You offer that to the people as something of quality you offer, and for yourself, you're backed up.
You're calm.
You're thinking like,
supported.
oh God, nothing really works. I'm kind of stuck because this person doesn't know how to do this. This person knows too much about this, what
Different
I'm trying
levels.
to do.
Yep.
And then you concentrate on it. So with concentration, even the person who thinks there's nothing more to elaborate for them because they seem to have that pose down, you can make a Tadasana interesting for somebody who is an
more advanced
yoga
right.
student.
Right.
Because we all think like, Tadasana, I know how to do.
Right.
You can, and it's your focus, what you're going to bring in to get people's attention to actually elaborate on something simple. That's
Right,
just
but-
an example. It doesn't have to.
Yeah,
But
then-
pick something.
Yes,
Take something.
beginning, middle, and end. And where is that key pose? Is that what you're
I
trying
think
to say?
key pose is something. I like that word. I don't use it much though. I use the word highlight.
Oh,
and then
the
we were talking
highlighted
about
pose,
highlight.
yes, the
So it's a
highlighted
highlighted pose because I like the word. It's put together. You know, I'm German, so I grew up in Germany, so German is my native language. So, but I hear it maybe different than you do. So it's high and light. Of course, I like that.
Oh, I
you know,
love it.
high,
Yes, high.
as an elevated, and light.
I
so
like
to
that.
shine light
Yes.
into it. Because let's say you've been teaching and you're like, okay, down dog, down dog, and then it becomes just the something what isn't
Right,
highlighted
vinyasa,
enough.
yeah.
So, and then you may not be fully there, and this is why we teach. Is we assist,
So the
help,
highlight,
and we
highlighted
witness people.
pose.
Yeah, we witness them finding the highlight
Right.
in a pose, and you help them point it out. So you
Right.
elaborate. So
Right.
there may be
Gives you
verbal,
more focus.
that may be, you know, physical cues, you know, like that's your hands-on moments. That's
Yeah.
your hands-on. It can also be like you're taking somebody, like I'm doing with Tah now, you know, like bring the shoulder back,
Of
very
course,
gentle.
always.
Sorry, the cold
No,
hands.
that's
It can be something I do. You know, I speak and I take my shoulders back.
Right.
And I don't need to be in the pose. I can highlight a pose, not doing it oftentimes. It's confusing. How do you highlight a pose? So you could demonstrate yourself and ask people to come. That's uncommon in a vinyasa class.
Right.
You know, they're not going to move away from their mats.
Right. Occasionally.
So you may be moving through students, you know, on the sides of the room, and you're going in the middle, and you can, while you move, lift your arms and take the shoulders back, and if somebody looks up, they know exactly what you're talking about, even though they're in down dog. It's the
Right.
movement,
Right.
bring the arms back, will bring the shoulders in.
Right.
So you highlight with your physical body, with your hands-on for others, and if you see it sparked, and that's what I like. I like to
So that's
see
what you're
suddenly
talking about. The energy
spark,
moves,
and people start to be more
yes,
interested.
I see,
Actually,
I
they're like,
see what
oh.
you're saying now. So it's more about the highlight of energy into the
Yes.
student. So you're focusing energy for them to help enliven their practice.
You-
basically.
yes.
So that's what you're
That's
trying to say.
really
okay,
nice
good.
how you
Yeah,
play that back.
translated that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
it's
Good. I
great.
love that. So
Because
excellent.
we
Because so it's
need
not
them.
necessarily a theme. Because I tend to, since I've been teaching a long time, not to really think so much about that. I think a lot about what you just said, the highlighting of something, you know, and so that resonates very well with me. Thank you for that. That was good. Anything else on highlighting?
Yes, I have lots to
Oh,
say
okay.
about that. So it can be like you pick a pose and you start in the very beginning. Let's just say with downward facing dog.
Okay.
And you bring, because that's a common pose. And you highlight something about maybe very subtle. And the arms straight and hips up. We know that, heard that. Maybe something more subtle than that. And you keep bringing that in and you add on. So you said something sort of like relax your face, your neck in that pose. That's not a typical thing to say, maybe. So because we talk about legs and arms easily in that pose. And then you keep that, you put that and add something for the next round of down dog. You and the face and the arms and the legs. And then you go through through the whole pose. Throughout the whole class.
Right, throughout the whole class.
If you have
Excellent.
sparked the interest and if it feels like there's something, a common, like, yeah, you know what, let's look at this a little bit more.
You can feel the energy
Then
in
you
the
can
room.
feel the energy
Yeah, right.
changing. And then you have everybody's focus. And that's what the thrill is.
Teaching
This
is.
is what teaching is about.
That is-
I am focused.
that's
I'm
what comes
concentrated.
next.
Everybody else is here.
Right. This segues right
concentrated.
into number 4. Right into number 4, her fourth point. She doesn't even know she does this kind of thing, but she, beforehand we were briefing over this, and I said, "Well, what do you mean by teach?" And she's like, "I have all of this." And so tell them what you told me earlier. About
I said
teaching.
probably
Yeah.
a lot of things, but what I've been noticing is also taking classes and going around different studios, and you're talking to a lot of colleagues and yoga students and yoga teachers who've done that for a long time. Also, you know, fresh yoga students and fresh yoga teachers is the difference between instructing, so a yoga instructor and a yoga teacher.
Right. So instructing versus teaching. Okay.
So what I find important to bring into a class is you can instruct a class, so there's a particular flow, especially with vinyasa, there's something predictable. Warrior 1, and then comes Warrior 2. But you could do that all class. And it's out there a lot, actually. Like a lot of
Instructing.
instructed classes.
Right.
Actually, it's legit. There's nothing wrong with it. But me personally, I find it very important that we teach something in a class. So find something what the most advanced person is gonna benefit from as much as the the most beginner you have in your class, the least experience in your class, because you always have them.
Right.
You always have somebody who knows a lot more in some poses and somebody who's still struggling with that particular pose. So, and you find them. You find the balance with bringing their needs together, and that's really important, because you need to be with everyone. And the moment you teach, you have a different kind of attention. It's not like you're going through the moves. You only need an instructor. You just need somebody to say what's next, and you flow with it, and that's beautiful. And then there's the moment you have warmed up, you feel the breath, you're in sync, you're in your yoga zone,
and you're saying that is
and that's
the
when you
teachable.
and then you start to be open for something like, okay, now what?
Now what do we? What?
Yeah,
do
what
I
do
need
you
to-
want to bring in? What do you want to teach? So teaching means you're not going to continue instructing. Yeah, and after that comes a tree, and that's what we usually do in class. It's you highlight. We jump to the point before. You go back to your highlight, and then teach
You
something.
build on
about
something.
It.
Yes. Build on it.
And especially when they're kind of worked up, there is a moment to take in, because all the whole mundane life just fell off already. So
Right,
that's
the
meant-
energy has
that
shifted. You're in the middle of the class, towards the end of the class.
Yes.
They're very receptive
Exactly.
to that sort of download. Basically, because I think when we are teaching and we are attuned, the gurus come in and start. They start helping us.
They start helping us.
So
That was
you'll find yourself
Yes.
saying things that you didn't know you knew, and it just comes out for the benefit of everybody.
And
Yeah.
that's really important, that we continue to put ourselves to the sides.
Yeah.
And my opportunity to clarify what guru means is it's Sanskrit, and guru is light, and ru is remove. So or dark, actually. So you remove the darkness, because everybody has light. We say namaste. I see that my light is the same light in me than in you, or lots of different ways to say that. I like that my light is the same than your light. We are coming back to that, sharing that. So guru means the remover of the dark. And whatever that the teacher sparked to remove my personal dark, means not my bad mood necessarily or depression, but I was in the dark, literally. I didn't understand. So that's what you teach. You teach something what they may not have understood before, and you create a little bit of moment.
And it happens naturally. It's
important.
not something that is forced or contrived. It literally reveals itself throughout the class. When you are connected to teaching in this way, it just is natural. It just comes through, and your authentic voice and your gurus are bringing the light in, and out it comes.
So as you see how, if you wouldn't be centered in the very beginning, we couldn't elaborate. We couldn't even go to point 4, because then we would really still be worried about my performance, what I have to say.
Right.
So once that is silenced a little bit, it's
I love
you
how
really
they
become. I like to always think of myself. I shared it with many people when I teach. When I sit down, it's as if I was a funnel. So I'm just allowing me to be the instrument or something, that type of energy, and that what is the light to be moved through me and offered.
Yeah.
So
Excellent. So that brings us to the 5th point that we have, our last point, which is that connection, that personal way of doing that. Like, how do you explain that to somebody?
Explaining the unexplainable. That's
Yeah.
our job.
Yeah.
we made it our job to try to explain something what can only be experienced.
Yeah.
But
Yes, that is so true.
What I find important is that we all at some point had this moment where in yoga practice, in your life, was a breakthrough. That's what I said here, breakthrough. But it could be so much. It could be an understanding. You had an aha moment of putting things together and there's a moment of enlightenment. I believe actually in enlightenment. Did I tell you that? I strongly believe enlightenment. Enlightenment is not like the end of it. It's constant.
Right.
And we need
Flux.
to... Yes, so it's sometimes we are more misunderstanding and not understanding, and sometimes we spark and we understand.
And to be okay with that.
Yeah. So, and then go back to that place. For a lot of people, it's, for example, recovery from an injury. It's a healing journey for a lot of people. That may be breath. It may be learning how to relax. It may be purely just healing, broken bones, joints, misalignment. So that's very common with that healing experience, that's your breakthrough, and that's how come you want to share that, because it was kind of putting yourself together in such a new and enlightened way that you must share that. So you want to become a yoga teacher.
I love that.
So congratulations if you want to become a yoga teacher. If you're not a yoga teacher yet, if you are already a yoga teacher, keep taking teacher trainings, keep learning, and you continue with that breakthrough. So breakthrough could also be, some people are shy and then they suddenly overcome that. Some people can't speak up. They learn to do that because it's hard.
Their confidence.
It would not work, actually. You can't really be super quiet and super shy and teach a good class.
Absolutely.
Even though you're an amazing, sweet person and all the good qualities. But there is some requirements, and so there's lots of breakthroughs. You can think of different, it doesn't have to be like,
because
I was
a shy
completely
person.
broken and now I'm whole. Yeah, so because you're a shy person.
Yeah, I definitely was a shy person who had to build my confidence, and yoga has done that for me. So that was a good example.
That's a good example. That's really good example. Also,
good.
people recover from nervous breakdowns or PTSD, recover from addictions.
Making the best teachers.
They make really good teachers because we are moving away from the pride of I'm whole, I'm fit, I'm amazing. It's humbling. So that's the breakthrough place I was talking about earlier.
Excellent way to
Teach
put it.
from that place where the confidence, the healthy, the wholesomeness comes from not always been that way, have been that way.
Yeah.
So it helps because this is really,
it's the humanity of it all.
Yes.
It's the humanity of it all.
Very true.
We are all human, and
Very
this
true.
is how we learn from each other. Yeah. Oh, I have goosebumps. All right, so that's awesome. Let me just recap so that we can remind them what they just heard. So centering is first and foremost. Alignment, getting to that place where you can express your authenticity, right? That centering. Calm.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're coming from within and not
Right.
from some idea you had.
Exactly. And then that translates into the sacred space, which you can develop. And I love the idea of not having it the same all the time. Move it. And, we are constantly changing in our creative ideas. So just, put that into it.
Yeah.
Put that into
bring
your sacred
nature into
space.
it and the seasons and,
What have you.
birthdays and
Yeah.
bring highlights,
That's good.
It's a good word.
Yeah.
Keep
I like
highlighting.
Then the highlight in the energy. It may be a pose. It may be a moment where you decide to draw everybody in, that kind of thing. And then instructing versus teaching. So teaching is key. So remember to do that. That's number 4. And then the 5th, which is the one that gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
It is the humanity. Bring some of your humanity into it, because that's how we learn. We learn from those genuine moments where we're sharing transformation. So, wow, thank you so much.
Okay, so how was
That was
that?
our first time. I can't wait to do this again on another topic, because that was awesome.
Yeah, give us feedback. So I ask you to comment on this, please. Take a moment. You can
questions.
like. It's good too. Questions, and if there's an interest to continue this conversation, because I was preparing myself, and I realized this morning it was too elaborate. So I have also lots of really important tips for more advanced yoga teachers who've been
I would love
teaching
that. Let's do
for
that.
a while. And this is actually the training Tah offers, we offer together, is has actually aspects of what was perhaps not covered in the training you took, because there's
Every training is different.
every training is different. So, but let us know.
Yes.
We love your feedback.
All right.
Tell us what you
Okay.
like.
And just to remind everybody that they can contact me directly, Tah Groen at Gmail, if you're interested in our training or our classes. It's on my webpage, tahgroen.com. And then what is your webpage? Let's share.
AratiLaneYoga.com. So
Your schedule's up there.
yes.
All right. So there you have it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Namaste.
Namaste. Is it off?